Okay, I want to say welcome everybody, okay, to my channel. I want to welcome you, okay. You might be an old friend or a new friend. This is my new channel, okay. It's Richard Clark, but online my name is Wushu Richard. In this video I'm just going to introduce myself, okay, especially for the new viewers and anyone coming to my channel, okay. I want to tell you that I'm happy to share, and I want to basically explain what this channel is all about and basically introduce myself a little better. You may be a friend who knows me, someone in my day-to-day life, face-to-face. You might be someone online anywhere in the world right now, but basically, yeah, my name is Richard, okay, Richard Clark. I was born in London in 1982, that's in England, London, so I'm British, but I've lived in China for so many years now, many years, nearly 10 years, I guess, 9 years to this point in time. So it's the year 2014 now, and I'm actually 32 years old. Basically, I'm a martial artist mainly, okay? I'm not the most biggest, toughest guy, but martial arts has helped me so much in my life, and I love to share the goodness of martial arts and what I've learned from it through videos. Also, I like to use videos to communicate with people. I feel that we're very lucky now in this day and age where we have technology, where we can use the internet, we have cameras, and it's very convenient for anyone to communicate across the world. Just open their mind, it's like a window into their life, you know what I mean? It's a way you can communicate, interact with others, look into someone's life, see what their talents are. I mean, there's some real creative people online. But sadly in the world now, sadly, and even online, you find a lot of negativity too. Human beings, for the most part, can be really, really negative, I feel, and they're always against each other and ultimately against themselves. Martial arts teaches us not to be, big, tough, badass fighters as such, although it does also, but, I'm saying it can help anyone to be more humble in themselves, more healthy in themselves, more in control of their life, and basically better communicate just more confidently. It helps you balance your life out more. So, I'm not the best fighter in the world or toughest guy, and I'm basically here now to just tell my story again in this video. This is the welcome video, okay, so I welcome you to my channel. Okay, it's like this. First of all, the channel, what's it all about? First of all, this is a new channel. Over the last, let's say the last 9 years, I've been sharing videos. And it is no exaggeration, and I say no exaggeration, when I say I've made around, it must be over 3,000, it's in the thousands, videos I've made. Some videos end up 2 minutes long, some videos end up over an hour. I've made videos that are nearly 3 hours long. But it's not about how long the video is, it's about the content. But it's not about the content and who's sharing, it's also about who's watching that content. So it's the same as when you open your mouth to speak to somebody. You might not, get everyone's attention or the interests of others. But what the internet does is it gives us a chance to share our creative side, our imagination, and communicate, okay? This is what it is. On my channels, okay, over the years, I've had so many channels across different websites as well as YouTube. YouTube's the best, obviously. Where I share videos on martial arts. In a moment, I'll tell you about my background on the martial arts again, briefly, just in this video, just so you know. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah, basically, it's like this. On the channels I do, this is the new channel, okay, this is my new channel, it's Wushu Richard Zone, okay, Wushu Richard Zone. Previously I've had other channels, but what it is, okay, is first of all the name, Wushu, okay, is basically Wushu. When you hear the word Wushu, it's like Chinese terminology for martial arts, you know, kung fu, going through all of that, okay. I practice mainly the Chinese styles of martial arts, but I practice a lot of different systems. And it's Wushu Richard, my name online, whereas my real name's Richard, so it's Wushu Richard. It's just a name I picked years and years ago when I was like first getting into making videos, and I was really into like martial arts movies, especially like with Jet Li, for example, the actor Jet Li, okay, martial artist. And I knew that he was doing Wushu, and I just chose, you know, the name for an online name. But I kept it up, and I've made some friends online over the years, okay? And I've really enjoyed being able to share. It's been a let-out for me. It's been something where I can show my creative side, my imagination, and try and share some good and communicate with others. So, what I want to say is, okay, this channel is no different. This channel here is basically still me, Richard, you know, Richard Clark, Wushu Richard, but it's basically me. It's just a new beginning, a new channel. What I'm doing, okay, is I'm sharing all kinds of videos. It's like this. I share videos of martial arts, as in physical training that you can do. Anybody. You don't need to be the toughest guy. I'm a thin guy, as I say. I'm not the toughest guy. You can be a man, a woman, anyone, boy, girl, anyone, okay, from any background. It's just about your health, your mind and body, okay. Martial arts helps you in terms of self-defensive skills, okay. I'm not promoting violence in any way. I hate violence, okay? There's too much violence in the world. That's the whole point of this. I'm trying to put out something positive, okay? But I'm also not here to just talk and impose my views on people. I don't do that. Martial arts teaches you to be humble in your life, you know, and step back and be a better listener, an observer of life in general. For me, I'm really into philosophy, sciences, and all kinds of positive ways of thinking. I don't have a religion, but then again I wouldn't say I'm not that spiritual in some way. I mean in myself. I believe in, you know, living life to the full, keeping healthy, you know, taking it lightly, having a joke sometimes, you know, taking life easy, you know, being easygoing and looking for the best in life. Relax sometimes, you know, because we're so busy with work and everything in our lives and the stress and pressure we go through. Everyone needs to relax sometimes. You know what it's like when you want to go and watch a movie or something, you know, or just do something different to relax your mind. That's what it's all about. It's an escape for the mind. But I'm a real big fan of people such as Jock Fresco. If you know Jock Fresco, some people really like Jock Fresco. From the Venus Project, if you know this guy, he's one of the wisest human beings that's ever lived. And it's this kind of open-mindedness that I respect for life, and being creative and productive rather than destructive. Now, okay, so my channels, okay, back to this topic, sorry, and welcome. Yeah, the videos that I share on my channel are like in different categories, basically, different groups. I share martial arts videos, as in the physical training, showing simple training you can do at home, anyone, just in your own home, just simple stuff that anyone can do. As I say, I'm not a master or expert, but I know what I know, and I just like to share my little bit. You know, I'm not comparing with people out there. There's people out there in the world who are really, you know, tough fighters and really good skilled martial artists. But I just share my bit, just to help the martial arts in the whole, because I see in this day and age there's a lot of decline, you know, in the interest of the traditional martial arts. You see a lot of like sport fighting and MMA and UFC and that. I don't like that. It's just not for me, okay? I don't agree with this sport fighting or any kind of violence of that kind. But traditional martial arts, you know, that's what my life's all about. Most people look at it like, I mean, too many people look at it like, you know, a joke. Oh yeah, martial art, you're living in a dream world. But martial arts can help anybody, and it's deep, okay? There are many kinds of martial arts. Now, I share videos of martial arts training, as I say, physical training, okay, the skills, and exercises too, to keep healthy, for anyone. I share videos about the philosophy and like just my philosophy on life and with martial arts and all that, all about yin and yang, yin yang, about balance of your life and all kinds of my thoughts and experiences like in my daily life, and just share my thoughts in an open-minded way. I'm not imposing my thoughts on anybody, but making like talk videos, and about being productive and being like more philosophical and more, I wouldn't just say deep as in like complex, but like being more simple, more focused in your life, and finding what's right for you on the inside. So I make talk videos also, because I believe the mind and body is all together, the heart, spirit, and that, like in the martial arts anyway. And this is what it's about. It's all for our life, ultimately. We're all going to grow old and die someday. Some people catch terrible diseases and whatever. You never know what could happen tomorrow. You only have today to live. So this is all positive stuff. I never grow tired of making these videos. It's been, I've been doing this now for nearly 9 years. And to me, it's, that's what it's about. My life, I've got so much that I love life so much, and that's what martial arts is about. I love life so much. I love communication. I love all the goodness that martial arts has taught me. To be open-minded more like that, and look into different areas of life and different ways of thinking from different people. It teaches you a lot, and it teaches me that that's why you've got to get out there, get your ideas out there. And in this one chance we've got to live and listen to others and get feedback and communicate. It's what it's all about. Be creative and do something. You can't just, you do nothing, then nothing will come of your life and the time will pass you by. Okay, other videos I make are different kinds of videos, okay, which are like not so serious, like fun videos. It's for entertainment. I make some fun little, I like to make some fun like little short movies and stuff. Just little fun little clips and funny bits I like to make myself, little fun stories or like some little crazy video just for fun, just as a hobby, something for fun, okay? So a lot of them are martial arts orientated, but I'm not making fun of the martial arts, because martial arts is not to be made fun of. It can protect your life, and that's what it's all about. So I make serious martial art training videos, I make talk videos on like philosophy and stuff, and feedback videos, communication, and I make the entertainment videos, like little short movies, sometimes some simple animated stuff. I like drawing, so I like to play around with that on the computer too. I hope people enjoy that too. And also another kind of video that I like to make, I make my own like raps, music, like my own rap music. I'm not the best rapper or like musician out there or artist, but I like to play around with music, and it's just like on the computer, and I like to edit my own music and my own tracks together. Sometimes in some of my videos you will hear me too speaking like harsh words. Sometimes I'm speaking like all gentle and smiling like I'm the whatever next door, the little calm monk type, whatever, humbleness. But sometimes I come across like very strong-minded, and I'll be saying fuck, and this and that. Now it's not good to be swearing and that, or angry or with this or that, or just, I'm not imposing my thoughts on anyone, but sometimes I come across strong, and you respect others for their ways of thinking, and I have that strong feelings, and I like to express my mind just freely, okay, but not force it on anybody. Now when I make my raps, for example, the rap music, some of those too, the content in them is kind of like, some of it's kind of hardcore. I mean, it's you might call it crap if you don't like my stuff, but that's okay. Everybody's got their own opinions. But in some of them, the lyrics are kind of like, explicit lyrics or hard stuff. But it's like it's all fun, and it's all supposed to be taken lightly. There's like a comedy element in there, and it's like just trying to paint pictures with the words and the music, and just being creative. It's the same way as I do my drawing, and simple animations you might see me do from time to time. I like to be creative and like tell a story, and it's always like positive. I will never put stuff out that's negative and put people down, and like, no way. My stuff is to tell you that there's so much crap out there in the world, so much nasty stuff that's going to try to harm you. People are going to put you down behind your back or to your face and all this, but you have to stand up and say life is wonderful, you only get one chance to live, and just take it lightly, laugh that off, just take it. I get so many people saying to me, over the years, people have said to me, "Oh, you love smiling, don't you? How old are you?" Yeah, you can't tell how old I am because I'm like looking young. I keep myself young and healthy. I'm 32, but I won't be that age forever. But I say, yeah, I'm smiling. Yeah, well, you know, you can ask people, why are you not smiling? You know what I mean? Why not? You've only got one chance to live. It's hard enough anyway with the pressures in life. You don't need to give other people's pressure to yourself. You know, give yourself that or pressure in any way. You've got to stay focused and live for why you want to live. There's so much you can do in this life and experience, but you just have to make it now and don't wait for it. That's what it's all about. So my videos and stuff I share can be real deep sometimes, and sometimes it can be like real fun and just easy going, as I say, like the music and raps and the fun movie stuff I do, really crazy stuff, just mucking around ninjas and all this and that and animation. But the serious stuff I do, the martial art, the training, you know, and then the philosophy part, I'm not imposing that on anyone. I'm not saying that this is the way it is and this is that, you know, because I was skinny, you know, I'm not some tough guy, but, or who am I to impose my ideas on someone? But I share just my little bit, and I hope my videos are entertaining, if not educational, or both. Educational, entertaining, or something in a good way. I hope you can enjoy my videos that I share, because it's straight from the heart, and I just love doing it. It's a hobby. I can give my free time to do it. I've been doing this for years, so I'm going to continue sharing. It's the same way we can all continue learning in life and improving yourself. There's no end to that within this lifetime we've got, a limit sadly, but it's the same. You know, it's the same. You can always create more and make and do more and share more and learn more. You know, back to. I want to say, a bit more on my background then. A bit more on my background. Okay. I began learning martial arts when I was 12 years old, okay. I'm not a master or expert or anything like that in any one style. I've done a lot of my own training over the years, a lot of it, okay, my own like physical training in martial arts and mental and physical training and practicing at home. Like right now, I don't have a teacher right now. But when I was 12 years old, I learned a few years of karate. About 3 years it was. Then after that I moved on. I had a break for a few years. I was like studying, you know. Then I moved on, and later on I did kickboxing for 3 years. Hardcore bloody kickboxing that was. And then 5 Animal Kung Fu, and it moved on from there. 5 Animal System that was. Different schools I went to. I had a little bit of training in Taekwondo. It moved on from there. I started to like collect books and magazines, you know, and videos and things like that back in the day, before the internet and that, you know, and I used to like collect stuff on martial arts and study more, you know, and then, as I say, the training went on through the years. I went up Wing Chun, you know, Wing Chun Kung Fu, okay, Yung Chun training school. Wing Chun is my main martial art that I practice now, so you will see me doing a lot of like videos online showing, just sharing basic skills on training that anyone can learn. You know, that actual system was founded by a woman, you know. You might know Yip Man, Ye Wen, okay, or and Bruce, the teacher of Bruce Lee, and people like that for making it famous, okay. As I say, but you know, I was never a big fan of Bruce Lee. I know he's an absolute legend, but I've always liked Jackie Chan, Jet Li, and some other ones. But I love my martial art films. You know, I was always a fan of martial arts films back in the day. But it wasn't like just living a dream, you know, in like a dream world and just being absorbed. It was like being so fascinated by the true martial arts, you know, and the ancient wisdom of it, really, and the skills. People that haven't, you know, really done the training, you won't know, you know, the benefits you can get from it, really. And you have to got to train and then study what you're doing. Anyway, it's deep, as I said, but it's great, and I advise anyone to learn some martial arts. You can learn to protect yourself and keep healthy to some degree. In this world, there's the amount of violence. I mean, gun crime, you know, knives, guns. You're going to stand up to that doing martial arts? You might say, well, no, it's not. Of course not. You can't. But I'm just saying, if someone did put their hands on you and try to grab you, at least it's good to have some skills, you know, and confidence and some skill, literally physical skills that you can use to protect yourself. Even the army, the police, and people like that, they learn simple skills, you know what I mean? You don't need to be stepping in a ring and beating blood out of each other and all this and wrestling. But there's a lot of good martial arts out there, but it's, over the years that a lot of them are like slowly, like seemingly dying out, but it's a real sad thing. I love all the martial arts. I love Aikido, Kempo, Hapkido, Ninjutsu. There's a lot of different martial arts, weapon training. I've had some weapons training myself, double sticks, bow staff, broadsword, bits and pieces, okay, over the years I've learned. Basic knife defense, but I didn't learn a lot about that. Butterfly knives I've learned. Okay, the 5 animal kung fu I learned was tiger, crane, snake, leopard, and mantis. Southern mantis. We didn't learn any dragon. But as I say, we learned some basic qigong, which is about like holding positions and stuff, and breathing and feeling your inner energy. We learn forms. There's a lot of different forms and katas and patterns within the martial arts, which are basically routines that you train to make your body healthy, have movements strong within yourself, and there's meaning within the movements, but it can be kind of exaggerated, but it's basically a way of like remembering more moves within the system. But when you're in a real fighting situation, you use the techniques more subtle and more adapted to like real fighting. You can joke around and dance around and get knocked flat out, so by a gang of punks, for example. You need to train it. It's like a boxer would train hard, would train realistic. You do your shadow boxing, but you do your sparring too, you know what I mean, all that. Okay, coming to China, as I say, I continued my training. I've learned some basic Bagua, Tai Chi, Yang style, Yang Shi Tai Chi Chuan, it's called Tai Chi. I can't remember the style of karate that I learned or the name of the style of the Bagua that I learned, but I know there are different styles. I've learned long fist wushu, which is a Cheng Chuan, long fist basic forms. And that's basically it for my formal training. I have entered some public demonstrations like here in China, public competitions and stuff where there are people doing martial arts. Just public, and I entered a couple of those, and I was actually appeared on Chinese TV once too. And that's been something to do like for my confidence, I just went into that and they accepted me, and I went in and I did it. I was the only like Westerner there in the thing, But tell a lie. One of them there was another foreigner there too, but so anyway though, martial arts is my life, it's the path I walk. It's not just something I do like a hobby, it's not like a basketball or some kind of sport. I mean, they're all good for your health and they're great fun, but martial arts is deep. It really teaches you to, it's not just like weird or what you might think is meditate. I mean, it's a way to meditate in a way, but it's a way to, you're training, your physical body is, martial arts is amazing if only you'd look into it. It's very deep and it teaches you the balance of your life. But there's a lot of martial art movies out there and stuff, and things like that, which are entertaining, and you just watch the action, kick-ass and all that. I love all that, but it's like the physicality, the mental, the focus, the years of training and the hardness and the actual meaning within it. It's just great. One of the more recent films, which I did enjoy film-wise, was A Man of Tai Chi. Keanu Reeves was the director, but I don't care about him. It's just the main guy, the Chinese guy, the hero of the film. He's great in the movie, but his skills. But the story within the film, though, is really good because they're talking about the actual meaning of that inside, and it's deep, But I love all the old classics, all the old classic kung fu films and martial art films of back in the day. I like stuff from the 80s. I'm a fun-going person. I'll say again, I'm an easy-going, fun-loving person. I love to joke around and that. I love South Park, the cartoon South Park, The Simpsons. So when you watch me doing my animations and stuff online and things like that, you can get where I'm getting the ideas from, kind of thing. I'm inspired by that funny humour. I love comedy shows and movies from the 80s, 1980s. I was born in 1982, as I say. I love all the music from the 80s as well, all that stuff. Okay, I love all the old classic movies, Karate Kid, anything from Van Damme, Kickboxer, and all that, Bloodsport. I love all those classic films, and I've grown up watching some real good classic films. I love anything like that, horror, sci-fi, comedy. Anything like that. Okay, I was a fan of Robin Williams, who recently passed away, which was sad. Wonderful human being, But the amount of violence in the world nowadays, this is what I'm saying. The amount of violence, you know what I mean? It's just unbelievable. And martial arts really is is not teaching tough guys how to fight or how to mess around. It's basically teaching people that are, I don't want to say weak or call myself weak, but it's basically martial arts teaches people who are more humble in themselves or more gentle or maybe even more timid, some people. It teaches them to find the balance and beauty and worth of their own life and value their life. There's people all over the world, some young people like committing suicide. I hope it's not you. There's people being victims of bullying. I've been a victim of bullying most of my life. I was back in school when I was young. But there's people going under, terrible things happening. There's people getting attacked, mugged, raped, beaten, tortured, whatever. And there's techniques within the martial arts that you could use. It's like any sport. It's like basketball or football, You get the goalkeeper, like an Olympic, really world-class football team. You get they train every day. But the goalkeeper, the goalie, he's not always going to stop the ball, is he? Sometimes he's going to miss the shot. You're going to get sometimes hit in a fight. You might get knocked out, even if you're an experienced fighter. But anyone can hit anyone. But we're learning some skills. That's what it's about. You train to have the skill, and that's what it's about. That's the same as these basketball, football. You train some skills, and it's very interesting and very deep, and it's a science and a knowledge. But of course, it's only this interesting if you like it, but it takes practice and studying of it. I'm just here to share my bit, but as I say, I share different kinds of videos. I make my fun little movies too, as I say, deep talk videos and philosophy and stuff. I'm talking about life and different situations that I've been through and what my feelings are about things, and excuse me, and communicating with people. And it's all about it, life is about it. Martial arts is not only like martial arts, as in fight and that's it. It's teaching you about your life, as in how to really see the truth in life and not what people put you down, or people say this or that, and you're having to be so complicated in your mind about this, the pressures of this or that, or in society. It's teaching you to say, forget that. What's real? Feel your heartbeat, feel the breath, feel your life, and feel the flesh growing, layer after layer in your life. Your flesh, blood and bone. You're growing. You're going to grow old, and you've got to live for this moment and look for the beauty. Go by the sea. Look out into the horizon, you look at the sea and enjoy the nature and the beautiful things in life, whatever it might be, eating a nice chocolate ice cream or whatever the hell, what I mean, whatever you're eating, enjoy all those good things that you love about life, because we're all going to go the same way as our older generations, we're all going to grow up, so we've got to live now and make the most of it. Now, I want to also emphasise the fact, in this video I want to say that I welcome everybody and I'm happy to make friends with you all, if you're not a friend of mine already in my life. But this is a real good way that I can share and communicate more. Some of the stuff you might think I do, some of the stuff is kind of a bit over the top, man, or a bit crazy, or do you need to say those swear words, or do I need to this or that, or that wouldn't work, that's crap, or some people will literally have that attitude, or that don't like what I do. But that's okay, I'm not forcing people to watch or like it, I'm just having some fun. We're all a bit mad sometimes, but just keep positive about it. I'm just sharing sharing from my heart and imagination, and what I've learned in my life, and what I felt useful, and what helps me to stay focused as a human being. That's what it's all about, and balance your life out. So, creativity, I like to make videos of all kinds, deep martial art training, philosophy, kind of talks about life and things like that. I'm very inspired by Jacques Fresco. I like all that kind of stuff, science, philosophy, truth, I'm open to other people's opinions and what other people think, and listen to their views on life. I never go against them and say, you should this, you should that, that's wrong, that's right. No, everybody's got their own opinion. We see from different positions and we come from different backgrounds, so that's fair. And as I say, I like to be very creative too, and do my drawing, my animations and stuff on the computer, my own music and the raps. It's just something I do for fun. I like to do, and it's just all fun. And the fun movies, little fun, crazy videos I do too. But it's all real, as in it's all the imagination, the same way we watch movies and stuff, like fantasy movies. It's a way to escape, but it's coming from a true source, a true heart. I admire a lot of these real good directors and stuff, Spielberg or whoever, who've it's come from the real mind, it's studying the life, the good and bad in life, but being positive and creative and sharing from the emotions, because we all have emotions no matter who we are, poor, rich, whatever, coming from different backgrounds, different cultures, but we're all the same ultimately. We all want the best from life, and we can all relate to, we've all cried, I'm sure, in life, we've all felt pain. I want to say myself, okay, my life background, is a strange one. There's so much I can tell you about my life background. It's been hard, but I'm not going to tell you the whole life story here, of course, but everybody goes through tough times, and there's people out there in the world that's going through harder stuff than you. There's people out there that's more hungry, there's people out there who's suffering more. Always, there's people out there who have more money than you, but they think it's not enough. People are very negative in general, and don't value their lives enough. They don't see what they've got until it's gone. We say and that. But I will say my life background basically, is, as I say, I was born in London. I was born in England. I was working back there, and I moved to China later on. And say my wife's Chinese. I'm English. I'm living in China. I've been teaching teaching English. I've been teaching English language as a teacher in China for a good many years. Over these years I've also been teaching some of my martial arts, just my Wing Chun Kung Fu mainly, and some forms and stuff to some students over the years, and I've also been able, luckily, to train with a few people too. So whenever I've had a chance to teach a few students, I value that, because I can just share my little bit. As I say, I don't see myself as a master or an expert, but I share what I do just to help to spread a little bit more of that knowledge out there, because people, there's people out there who are much better than me, but are more stronger, but they don't care as such about it, and they don't want to. They're just selfish people. So I want to do good, because I like the martial art myself, and it helps me in my life, and I want to use it to help other people. You've got to do good. If from good comes more good, from bad grows more bad, and negativity. And negativity is ultimately nothing. Positivity is something. Creativeness. You destructive, you destroy, so you get less and less. You create, you get more and more. Right? So there's two sides to everything in life. Yin and yang, as I say. That's what it's about. Balancing your life out, studying from both, and doing good. You won't get unless you do. So martial arts teaches you, to be persevering in yourself, not fight against other people as such, and try and work harder than this or try and fight for that, but just it teaches you to be more in control of yourself, calm, and understand what you're doing, and you're improving yourself. No one can control the world, but you try and control yourself. Right? Now, we've all got different personalities, but we can all share our bit. I want to say, so my background, though, as I say, I come to China. I've been in China for many years, but it doesn't matter. I'm a person of the human world, a human being on planet Earth. I've been through some tough times. I was bullied as a kid in school really badly. Really bullied badly, and that's what happened. My mum got me into karate, wanted me to learn to defend myself, because I was never into football, even to this day, or any sports. I like pool a little bit, but not very good at it. But I used to play hockey in school a bit. Moved around a bit with schools and stuff. I had a bit of trouble when I was younger, because I was getting bullied, and it kind of affected my education. Let's say in that way, but education of life goes on. But I was when I was younger, I was just always getting picked on. Basically, I was a quiet kid. And that's my personality, just a quiet person. I'm not an outgoing, noisy person. Myself, I don't drink, I don't smoke, and go out to pubs and bars. That's just me, okay? It's just me, but, some people do, whatever, and people with different lifestyles, but, I believe in keeping healthy, and that's just what it's about, for me, and, because you're doing martial arts and sports and stuff, people should keep healthy, right? But I don't have this kind of ego and attitude. I don't go out there, and try and make a nuisance of myself. I used to get mugged and stuff back in England by gangs and punk gangs. I've been mugged and attacked, on numerous occasions. I've lived in it's appalling under normal circumstances. Some of the conditions I lived in were unfortunate for the time of my age too, living under some pressure. and moving out later on and going to other places. Well, basically something happened, okay, where basically I was almost like a prisoner, you could say. I've been a prisoner for literally for almost a prisoner, you could say, living in someone's house, existing in someone's house for many years. Okay, I won't go into detail now, but it was a big part of my life where I was like a prisoner in someone's house, just almost under lock and key, and it was like absolutely just not being beaten as such, but it was like a mentally disturbing time. So I can really sympathise with anyone who's been going through bullying now, whether you're a young kid or a young adult or a child or whoever you may be. If you may be feeling under a stressful situation where you just want to get free and break free, you know, you can also communicate through videos too, and I'll be happy to be a friend. I can't be a doctor or such, or the best agony aunt, you know, but I'm here to communicate with anybody, okay, and I wish you freedom, because I've been through some absolute shit. Excuse my language, but as I say, I have to effing, you know, express myself freely, because at the end of the day, there's people being tortured, killed, and all the rest of it, and idiots out there committing suicide. I don't want to put you down if you're trying to do that now, but don't commit suicide is what I would say for anyone. You know, don't harm yourself. Don't go around believing that you're lower than anyone else. You know, you just have to continue fighting for yourself, for your freedom, for what you believe in, which is life, and you deserve a good life like anyone else does. That's what I totally believe in my heart. You know, and it's proven right. You know, and I'm so happy I never went the wrong way and took a life of crime or did this and that. I've had to defend myself once on the street in martial arts. People have asked me that. I'm not the best fighter. You know, when I was a kid, I used to get beaten up badly. I was ridden. I was beaten down to the ground. Basically, I had bikes ridden over my body. I was really taking the piss out, basically, really badly when I was a kid. But as an adult, you know, a few years back, you know, in China, I had to defend myself, and I threw a couple of high kicks to someone's head. I'm not boasting about that, but you know, these kind of techniques, these flashy moves and high kicks, people say, you know, are not really useful or effective. But I actually did have to do that, and luckily the guy backed off, and it gave me a chance to get away. There was a guy grabbing hold of my arm, trying to drag me away. He said, come with me, and I threw 2 kicks and just knocked him back, basically, and you know, that paid off, right? So I advise everyone to avoid negative confrontations, don't get into fights, and definitely don't go to places where, you know, don't put yourself in difficult situations first of all. Prevention is better than cure. If someone's got a knife or whatever, a gun, a knife, baseball bat, you get the hell away from it, you know. Don't try and be the hero, but if you have a chance to defend yourself in any way possible, the reason you fight to defend yourself is to protect yourself, whether it be blocking, defending, or attacking. I don't care what frame you are, I'm not the toughest guy, but you know, keep your health. It's the same as running away. You do whatever you can to get that away so you don't get hurt, maybe even killed. You know what I mean? Don't get into arguments either. Don't be like just trying to be tough and standing up to people. Let negativity pass. Stay focused. That's what I will say. The stuff I've been through over the years is just a constant bullying, and it can be very intimidating. I'm not a very confident person. I kind of speak quietly. I kind of go around. In a lot of people's eyes, I seem to be a very quiet individual, very unsure of myself. People have said to me, but you know, it's the same thing. Someone who talks a lot, you might say, is overconfident or has not enough confidence in themselves, or someone who keeps quiet and keeps telling himself, you might say that person's really smart, or you might say that person's just not very confident. People can say what they want about a smile or someone crying. You never know someone's true mind or feelings, and you can only try and read the best you can from the reactions. If you look into your own heart, you'll realise everybody's different, but we're all the same really. We all have emotions, and at the end of the day, it's a hard world out there, and we all have to work, we all have to eat, we all have to sleep, live, you know, and take care of our health, and that's all there is to it. My videos are not to ramble or put out some BS and bullshit and say this is what it is and that's what it is. You know, even my life now as being a teacher, you know, I don't care if it's in China or where, you know, whatever subject, you know, it's that honour, it's that communication. Sometimes you can't help others or influence others so much, you can only try your best to share what you can, you know, but it's like, You know what I mean? I'm not trying to like enforce my ideas on people. That's what I will say. But yeah, it's been a hard thing though. You know, as I say, becoming a teacher and standing there in front of so many people and learning another language. If you're a Chinese person out there, I can understand like Mandarin Chinese too. If you'd like to, you know, express yourself in that way, if you want to communicate with me. Basically, anybody out there, okay, I want to just say welcome to my channel. My name is Richard Clark. Online is Wushu Richard, my name, but this channel is Wushu Richard Life. And on here you'll find all kinds of martial arts training videos, serious stuff, deep talk videos, just my own simple training, I'm saying, and my own methods, okay, just what I do and what I've learned from my life. I'm not putting myself up on any level, just sharing my bit humbly, okay. If you think it's crap, then go and watch the good stuff. There is some good stuff out there, really, if you look hard enough. There's some real good stuff out there in this day and age. But you know, the negative stuff you see going on in the world now is unbelievable. You don't need to go around putting people down or worrying about other people's opinions about you. And you live your own life, you know, live to the full and relax sometimes too, and give yourself some energy. It's the same reason we need to sleep at night or do exercise or do whatever, watch a movie. We need all that to give ourselves energy. A good conversation sometimes with people, you know. So I've been sharing videos now over all these years, thousands literally. And I'm going to continue sharing. I love sharing, okay? So on this channel you will see a few previous videos from the previous years, which I'm uploading like at this time as I'm opening this new channel. You will see a few old ones uploaded as well, re-uploaded to enjoy the moments again, relive them. And from here on out, I'm blasting out new videos, lots of new videos for you always. Sometimes you'll see really good training. I'll be sharing a lot of good training tips, okay? Just my own training from my training, remember? And also just my thoughts on life, and I talk videos as well. Plus you've got the raps I do in my free time for fun, and also the little movies too, and the like, animated stuff and the fun stuff. So I hope you enjoy it. You might think I'm crazy sometimes. You might think I'm a bit deep or strong-worded sometimes. You might think I'm a effing div sometimes, but it don't matter. Love life, communicate, and that's what I'm all about. And as I always say, and as I have said through all the years, I say, you know, train hard and stay safe. And also, you know, it ain't hard when you train hard. And just love life to the full, live life to the full, and love life. That's what I will say. Okay? I want to say thank you to all of my good friends out there who have stayed with me over these like 9 years almost now, doing these videos, and I've been so happy that I've been able to share my bit out there, you know, in terms of the martial arts and the entertainment stuff too, the fun stuff, and also experience and enjoy so much of your wonderful creative content too, and communication. There are some good people out there, believe it or not, and as hard as this is for me to say, some of them are not so far away. What I mean by that is you've got to reach out, you know, and people all have that heart and emotion. You've got to find people with the same interests sometimes, fair enough, but you've got to be humble, hear somebody out, and then share your ideas, you know, don't be afraid of that. Thanks for watching, okay? See you again soon. Thanks for watching, okay? It's Richard Clark, or Wushu Richard Online. Welcome to my new channel, Wushu Richard Zone. Here's that Kung Fu and entertainment. Keep it real. Thanks for watching.